What you're about to watch is some of the most incredible fight training knowledge ever recorded on tape. My name is Alan Branch. I trained with world heavyweight champion Joe Louis for about 25 years privately, and I recorded everything. And we've got tons of seminars, sessions, private lessons, and talks with Joe Louis, whose intellect for teaching fighting was one of the best I think that's ever walked on the planet Earth. This video is 33 minutes of pure fight knowledge for striking and kickboxing, offense and defense, martial arts, mental mindset, philosophy, all kinds of incredible information. Enjoy.
I need to use my momentum to beat somebody faster, taller, or bigger. Got me? So you guys shot a fight, you have to do this step, step, step. Even going backwards, sideways. Always get to have it. A little short step. Keep it up, step, step, step. Now, watch your drill. I want you to step one foot on the jab, and throw the right hand, bring the right foot up. Boom. Throw the hook step through again. There you go. I want you to bring it outside and then bring it across. Boom. See where I'm touching? Bringing it up and then bring it across. See where I'm hitting? All your partner's going to do is this. And as your opponent goes to strike that leg, watch my knee. All I want you to pull the knee up so it touches the elbow. Just bring that knee up just like that. Just bring it up like that. As you bring it up, I want you to point your toe down. Did I see it? So Alan goes to kick my leg. Boom. Then bring it up, touch. Now hold it. I'm going to come back at him. Boom. Hold it. He comes in and you bring the knee up, touch. Boom. Just bring the knee up, touch. Make sure the elbow comes up. The knee comes up level with the elbow. So everybody see what I'm doing? I go, boom. Hold it, set, give me a chance to regroup. When he comes at me, just bring it up, catch it, boom. Yes, if the guy's kicking real hard, see, I'll slide to the side and block it. As I slide to the side, I turn the knee out like that, shift the weight into it. If I'm firing at him and you cuff it, now roll and catch the right hand. Get elbow in, get in. See, because your elbow's out. Where am I going to throw the right hand? Rib. I'm going to sit down. No, you go past the ribs. You always go to the heart. Always name an organ. I'm going to break your rib, okay? I'm going to crush your heart. See, what sounds better? See, go through the rib to get to the heart. I go through the rib to get to the liver. Got me? Because when you punch, you want to try to dissect his backbone at the same time. See, rather than going straight this way or cut this way or cutting that way. Got me? See? Ribs. What do you do when the guy grabs? All right, a few things. Grab. Watch what I do. Both hands come over. The palms away from you. Right to the chin, drive out. From here, you come back to the counter knee. So that's what I'm doing. Boom, out, boom, right back into the counter knee. So you learn to specialize in an implicit mode of consciousness, that implicit state, instead of the external state. I don't know of anything better than a hell of a lot of sparring at a real fast pace where you don't have time to think. Just impulsively go, work on the impulsive, or you do speed training. You've got time to sit there and relax. You're going to accommodate me because all you're going to do is wait until I squeeze the trigger, try to block it or move. Relax, relax, relax. When the impulse hits you where the mind, you know the mind is blank. As soon as it goes blank, that's your impulse to go. You understand what I mean by the impulse? You understand what I mean when I say the mind goes blank? You understand that means the implicit, what implicit means, okay? So it's responding from something that comes from the gut, not from a prearranged conception thought. Okay, when you're ready to go, when you're relaxed, squeeze the trigger. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, yeah! See? That's beginner stuff. Listen, when you're throwing your punches, you're now in an offensive posture. As soon as you throw that last punch, that combination, you're now going from an offensive posture back into a defensive posture. That process is called a transition. Okay? You can't go from a strong offensive posture back into a blank neutral position where you're giving your opponent the advantage. Why? First rule of combat, always attack from a position of strength to a position of weakness, which means first rule of all combat. You know, whether it's the Persians invading the Spartans, years ago, or it's something happening in Iraq today. Neutralize the man's position before you attack. See, I don't care how strong your weapons are. We went to Vietnam with big, heavy weapons. But they had the stronger positions. They popped up behind our backs out of little foxhole and shot us with slingshots. The reason I'm giving him an angle is because I want to reset quickly. So if I'm set, I'm set. See, as soon as I turn, the beam never moved. I'm set. See, I go boom, boom. See how quick I reset? So I don't have to be fast to nail you, because if I'm resetting quickly, I got better timing. See, it speeds up your timing speed. And timing is all you need to beat a guy. You don't need speed, you don't need power. Follow me? Timing is the name of the game. And guys lose their timing because they got lousy footwork. Most martial artists make a fist, they show you even in boxing manuals. Roll the knuckle, you lock the thumb over and touch his middle finger. That's incorrect. That's the incorrect way. Hold your fist level like that, and I'm going to try to bend your wrist with one hand. Keep it straight, don't let me bend. I just want to see how strong the wrist is, okay? Let's just see where we're at here. Now, make the fist again. This time we're going to do it correctly. Watch what it is. If I put the thumb on top of the hand, that pushes all those knuckles together. And see how this is much closer between these two? But that's incorrect, because you throw a body punch, you can break your thumb. That's incorrect. So let's go right in the middle. Block the thumb down, push in at 45 degree angle. You see how you fist this now? Get in. See it? Just a little bit higher, so you really push it more down there. There you go. Right in there, just like that. See it? Now roll your fist over. I'll see the difference. Hold it tight. See the difference? Can you feel it?
Yes, I can.
Weird, huh? What I like to do is I like to go for the guy's heart, which is on this side of the body. Turn it on this side of the body. I like to get underneath here. Boom. Ever see the knuckles coming under that? Boom. You can go over the top, come underneath. You can slide around, go from an angle. On this side over here, of course, the liver is sort of almost in the center of the body, but I like to go from here across. So this over here is a liver shot, and this over here is a heart punch. So I like to teach people, put your elbows in front of the body, keep your hands up. Too many words. Put this forearm against the heart, put this forearm against the liver, and your elbows and hands are automatically where they're supposed to be. When my opponent's close to me, I want my hands close to me. I'll spar a lot. I like this, with the hands out in front of me. As soon as my opponent gets close to me, my hands come back. I go from a hammer fist, which is the position which is where my fists are now. I'll turn the palms towards me, so the back of my hands cover more of my face. This is more of a supinated position. Pronated, supinated, hammer. There any variation of that. Listen, all your gloves, there's no padding inside your glove. Right here. So I don't want that hard bone right against my cheekbone. Okay? So try to get out of the habit of blocking with a straight wrist. Ever see this? It's an old-fashioned block. Especially if the guy's doing a shin kick up there. So when you block, once you get used to bending that wrist out, but keeping the glove next to the forehead. So if your hand's out like that and he hits that wrist, boom, it's going to come back and hit yourself. So that's what it's doing. So, okay. But you got to be careful against a guy with good hands, because this is what Mike Tyson did when he's fighting Lennox Lewis, that last fight. Well, it was the only time they fought. Lennox would jab, put the jab right here, see? And then Lennox would put the right hand right here where Tyson's head is. And Tyson put his head here. He did that pretty well for about 4 rounds. Okay. Then all of a sudden, when Lennox threw the jab, see, Tyson put his head here. Now don't punch yet. Now instead of Lennox firing the right hand, don't leave it out there. Instead of Lennox throwing the right hand here where Tyson's head was, he threw kind of a curved right hand right on the forehead. Boom. That was it. End of the fight. So you got to be careful where you do what you do with your head at the end of that jab, because a good fighter's going to find it. So if he fires a jab here and I roll the shoulder, see I'm rolling it off, I know exactly where the right hand's coming. It's coming right from my chin. So don't go into it. If you go here and stop and then try to go up under, he's going to nail you over there. So when that hand starts to come, I'm slipping. It's called slipping. See this slipping motion? I'm slipping inside. But I continue to slip in motion in kind of a snake-like fashion, like a little S up underneath. Boom, back over the top, 1, 2. How do you deal with somebody that's got a good jab, or a good straight right hand reverse punch, or a good kick? I need to be able to work in front of that guy's technique, or I need to be able to work behind it. What does that mean? If I'm working in front of his kick or his punch, what I'm going to do is try to hit him off with the pass. I got to do something before his trigger squeeze. I don't want to let him get set. I want to get off first. I want to back him up. I need to break his rhythm. That's called working in front of it. If I'm working in front of it, we call that proactive. If I'm working in behind it, I just call it reactive. Reactive. behind the guy's jab. Now here's what the coach is going to do. You're going to hold your hand here. He's going to step in and out with the jab back. And try not to jump up. Just step straight in. Short step up. This one. There you go. In and out. See what I'm doing? Now, I do the same thing to you. I'm the coach. So you're going to pick my jab off. As you pick it off, I want you to come back in with the counter jab. See that? So your timing is you're going to counter right for corner pressure. As soon as you feel the pressure by jab, right back in, boom. Got me? All right, now I want you to come in with a 1-2 punch combination. Okay? You can also go right here. So you're reaching a little bit. There's a concept we use in fight game, which very few people pick up on. It's called use your momentum. If I step at that bag, I'm creating momentum. See my body weight going forward. But as soon as I reach the bag, yeah, boom, I stop. So every technique that calls from here is not using my momentum. That's stupid when you're fighting somebody. If I got somebody fast, yeah, you beat him, back this little honey up. You got a guy big or smart, yeah, you beat him, you back him up. Okay? Now watch, hold your hands up. Now watch. All I'm going to do is, I'm going to step, throw a jab, cross over. Watch again. 1, 2, 3. Notice I'm standing still when I'm firing those punches. See? Now you felt my energy coming. Now watch, I'll throw the same 3 punches at the same rhythm pace, at the same speed, but watch the difference. See, I'm stepping in on each punch. You feel yourself yielding inside? There's still 2 major problems I see wherever I go in the world for fighters. The biggest problem are the suckers are fighting, they're not in shape. There's no excuse not to be in shape. Fighting is 90% physical. The guy trains the hardest. You don't have to have the best techniques. You don't have to be the most experienced. You don't have to know the most. But you got to make sure your will is stronger than the guy you're facing, and the pace you set, he can't keep up with it. Tough in here. See? This is the challenge. And you're not my challenge. I'm the challenge. I'm challenging myself. Second problem I see in fighting is people get hit too much. It's like I know what they're doing. They're going to the gym, they're pounding the heck out of bags, but they don't work any defense. Second line of defense. Move your position. Keep your position moving. Okay, there's all kinds of ways you can move when you beat. You can step, 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 step. See, you can shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Or you can go in and out. In, out, forward, back, see? Or double over, shift, double back, shift over, double back, shift over. Turn, turn, shift. Keep that position moving. Fast opponents, sharpshooters, tall guys, they don't want the target moving. They want you to line up right between their shoulders, your head's right between their shoulders. They don't want you to stand stationary right in front of you. They don't want you to move, see? And they don't want you to fire first. That's what they want. Don't give them what they want. Keep moving, keep moving. Learn to move. When you work those bags, keep moving. Position moving. Nothing's happening, but you're getting ready to die. Our third line of defense, learning to move the target itself. Like moving the head. This is called head rhythm. I can be slipping, can be rocking, circling, ducking, rolling, weaving. As long as I keep that target moving, my body and the head is constantly in motion. I step in and hit him, pow, 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 move, turn, pow, slip, pow, roll, duck, boom. Is that what I said? Flowing from one type of movement to the next. If the hands aren't moving, see the head's moving. Hands not moving, hands are moving. Hands moving, hands moving. Is that what I said? One to the other, one to the other. I never go, stop. I never go, grab, hold. I never stop. Head's not moving, hands not moving. And then on top of that, step straight back. Not against a tall guy. And especially move the front foot first. That was it. Knees are straight, shoulders wide open, chin comes up, hands come down. Nothing's happening, but you're getting ready to die. All right, so that's your third line of defense. We teach 5 lines of defense in our system. Your primary line of defense is to have a high volume offense. Keep sticking it to him. If I threw 10 right hands in the first round, I'm going to throw 15 in the second round. I throw 15 in the second round, I'll throw 18 in the third round. So I say, keep turning it up, turning it up, turning it up. See? My problem is not your defense. or your offense. My problem is keep turning the pace up. Your problem becomes your defense. Because I'm constantly challenging your defense, Sooner or later, your defense is going to break down. How do I know? Because there's no man I ever fought whose defense was as strong as my offense. It never existed. If he worked on blocking a sidekick 10 times, I threw 1,000 sidekicks in training. If he worked on blocking a sidekick 100 times, I threw 10,000 sidekicks. There's no way he's going to keep up with me. Sooner or later, he's going to miss the block. But I can sidekick all day long. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes, sir. Okay. And every time I kick a little faster, a little faster, a little harder, a little harder, a little faster, a little faster, a little harder. Sooner or later, he's going, okay, Miss Lewis, you win. Okay? They self-destructed. I didn't have to hit them. So I created 15 ways that you can move the hip. I can do an upright slip where one knee remains straight. This is called upright slipping because the hips remain upright. I've got a crouching slip where both knees go down. Crouching. Or I can do a step out slip. Step out slip. See? Snap back. See? Roll. Step back, roll. Step back, roll, slip. Put all three together. See? Rock, roll, see? Shimmy, see? Scramble stuff. There's many ways you can get the head to create what we call head rhythm. In the ring, and the coach knows that you're too upright. There's a lot of crowded people. He's, all right, move your head more. There's too many words. So he's already told you your head's too stationary. Every time a guy hits a rope, the first thing you do is you lock your head up. Your knees lock up, your knees lock, your head's going to be stationary. That's true. So if you keep those knees loose, the head's going to have a chance. You have a slip, a little head rhythm this way, a little zigzag, you know what I mean? A little step out slip, a little snap back, a little rock and roll, a little shimmy. You know, there's all kinds of things you do to get the head moving. But don't let him sit. Get off first. Back his butt up. How can anybody beat you if you back him up? How can anybody beat you unless they're lightning fast and you're stupid on your trigger squeeze if you're getting off first? How can anybody beat you if you don't let them get set? You must execute those rules. That's not something you prepare time for. Every time you train, you're executing those rules. Oh, you can roll, you can duck, you can snap back, you can weave out, you can circle, you can do all that stuff, okay? But it's so much easier with a beginner just to catch it. So I want the guys to learn to catch it first, see? Then I want them to learn to slip it second, see? Then I want them to learn to roll, step back third, see? Duck, and then the weaving is the last. That's the most complicated part of boxing. Too often you see people in cardio classes getting their back. All right, come on, weave. Very few fighters can weave punches. I'm talking about the best fighters on the planet. That is very difficult. It's easy to do against a bag or against a mitt, but the coach go weave. But you try when somebody's throwing punches at you. Remember the old way we never weaved on the punches, we just caught them. It's a lot easier to catch them. See? And watch the best boxers in the world. Guys have been boxing 15, 16 years. 5, 6 years as an amateur, 10 years as a pro. You don't see them weaving. Why? It's hard. Okay? And when are you going to weave? You're going to weave when you're this close. You know how hard it is to weave underneath 2 punches at this range? And when you're weaving, you're breaking a classic cardinal rule in fighting, which is in the first place, which is what? Whenever your opponent's straight in front of you, never grab, never cover, see, and never roll. Keep your hands fine. See? You see coaches in real boxing gyms, every time a guy's in front of it, what are you standing there moving for? Get those hands going, see? That's a cardinal rule. Guys in front of you, keep your hands going. A lot of guys break that. You too. See, because you used to grab a lot. When the guy got close enough to you, said,
survival training.
huh? No, it makes sense. Even if you're doing a takedown, you want to hit him first. See, even if it's just the old wrestling thing, pop the head first, you go down, you know, just break something, get the shoulder, something, you know, break the bounce, hit the break the plexus, bring it to, you know, take the little thing, break the eye bone, the throat bone, pow, and then go. All right, now, let's. In the pocket, release out of pocket, fire, recover, release, recover. I gotta work my way in. See, this is called approach. I need to get in the pocket. This is my pocket where I can unload my favorite attitude technique. In the pocket, release out of pocket, fire, recover, release, recover. Because the further in shape you get, the more guilt you're gonna feel when you get out of shape. See, the best fighters in the world, what makes them great is not their speed, not their power, but the you know, of course they move with conviction, but they're always in great shape because condition is 90% of fighting, but they all have incredible basics. You never really see a world champion who has sloppy technique. The two don't go together. Flying, boom, slap, boom. Two good ones. This is a move. I like it. Joe Lewis knocked Max Bear out with this. One of the money. We're going to set up a jab. Jab. Then I want you to hook the body behind. So you set the jab, slip aside, go hook this way. You'll slip the other side, hook to the opposite side. Everybody make sense? So watch it. Jab upstairs, step from 1, slip, 2, slip, 3, 5. See how fast you can body hook off the jab. But don't push that jab like you want to hook. So you just want to locate the target, blinding for a split second, blind, slap, boom, pop it hard. Then see if you put the other one behind it. Blind, boom, slap, boom. Two good ones. See? So come in, cheek kick, 1, 2. Now a little stamina, you see? Boom, good. Ooh. Feel that. But you don't want uneven exercise. So the next time, come in, boom, boom. See? Sit back, 1, 2, the other leg. Now, here's where you make the drill a little more advanced. You add 2 steps to it. Same combination, same 5-point combination. Boom. Step in, 1, 2. Instead of set double kick, you add the bump. This is where I add it. See? Bump out, set. Now cut. 1, 2. So you add the bump. Okay, I'll let you do this. Then you can add, step in, boom, boom. As you bump, side step. You add side step to the bump. So you go same combination. So as beginners, I got a beginner over here. See, they take their time on the 2 cut kicks, you know. A little more advanced person, they're adding the bump and the practice sliding off the side, bring it straight down the middle. Or as they bump, as they pull out the bump, they'll slide this way and cut behind. So this is what I'm doing? You guys understand what mental leadership means? That means you're trying to anticipate, forcing the anticipation. Sometimes your body naturally anticipates. That's when you're like right on frequency. That's when it's like the mind and the action are happening simultaneously. In other words, the body learns to participate in the thought. The thoughts participate in the action. So in other words, as I'm working, I'm not trying to identify, here comes a punch, here comes a kick, here comes a jab, here comes a round kick. That's called identification. When you try or attempt to identify when you're sparring, you're going to get hit because all identifications are descriptions of something that's already happened. When you identify, you're describing. When you're describing, you're judging. When you're judging, you're out of sync. So learn to observe without identification. Does that make sense what I just said? Observe, just watch. Then your body can participate in that observation. When you start identifying, the body is frozen when you're thinking. Just like an animal in the jungle. You're walking, so, whoo, you freeze. You can't function when you freeze. And that's what you're doing when you start thinking when you're fighting. Does that make sense, folks? It's too easy for somebody to freeze you. Who can fight a perfect round without making a mistake? Who can fight a perfect fight without making a mistake? Okay? There's 2 types of mistakes. There's mental mistakes and there are physical mistakes. That was a mental mistake. You're allowed to make physical mistakes. But in the fight game, you're never allowed to make a mental mistake. Make sense? And the worst one of all to make is when you goof, you say, darn it. You're going to get cold cocked. You never do that. You goof, go back to basics. What are basics? Keep moving, fine. You have head rhythm, hand rhythm. Head rhythm, hand rhythm. Head rhythm, hand rhythm. Head rhythm, hand rhythm. Body rhythm, hand rhythm. Body rhythm, hand rhythm. Head rhythm, body rhythm. What's so hard about that? You get tired, you jab out, you move. Regroup. Come back into work. Silence the mind. The mind works 2 ways. We think in picture images, and we think in word concepts. The only 2 ways the mind works. And all thoughts and all feelings are past tense. So whenever you're basing something on a feeling, your timing's going to be off. Whenever you're thinking about what you're going to do, or thinking about anticipating what he's getting ready to do, your timing's going to be off. Because you're already in the past tense. Your body memorizes movements quicker than your brain does. So you got to turn down the volume of those thoughts. It's almost like learning to hear with the eyes and see with the ears. Sounds kind of strange, but there's such a phenomenon. Spirits again. Joe, who you been talking to? Now here we go. So come in, cheek kick, 1, 2. Now a little stamina. See, ball. Ooh. Feel that. But you don't want uneven exercise. So the next time, come in, boom, boom. See, sit back, 1, 2, the other leg. Now, here's where you make the drill a little more advanced. You add 2 steps to it. Same combination, same 5-point combination. Boom, step in, 1, 2. Instead of set double kick, you add the bump. This is where I add it. See? Bump out, set. Now cut. 1, 2. Then you can add, step in, boom, boom. As you bump, side step. So you add side step to the bump. All right, there's 2 sources of power in a punch. Let me repeat it. Number 1 is called pivot shift. I'm going to pivot on the ball of the rear foot. I'm going to pivot and shift weight forward. That's where you get your primary source of power. Pivot, shift. Your second source of power is what we call waist pivot. Your left hip here acts like a hinge of a door. And this hip here is like the door. You're going to slam that door. See how this hip here doesn't move? It's like a hinge of a door. I'm slamming the door, slamming the door. It's almost like there's a nail right in this hip, and I'm driving that nail through the wall. What I want you to work on is this. I want you to stand here. Forget about the pivot shift. I want you to work on rotating the hip through the center line before you punch. Here's your center line. I want this hip to go through the center line before you release the punch. I want you to work on this. Watch. I want you to turn the hip through the center line. All right. And then from there, I want you to throw the punch straight in. Turn it through the center line, then throw the punch in. So I'm not here to find out how many punches I can take. I'm here to show you how many punches you can't take. So if that's my thought, how many you can't take, I don't even think about when I get hit. I just keep going. Does that make sense, folks? Because martial arts is not just about developing punching disciplines, defensive disciplines, conditioning disciplines, or kicking disciplines. It's also about disciplining the mind. And the ultimate discipline, folks, on this planet is called self-discipline. And that's really what martial arts is about. And this is where it really pays off, you know, when I can do it one-on-one with a partner. And you can do a lot of fun drills without, nobody had headgear on today. Anybody have a mouthpiece on? Nobody got hurt, see? All right? And so just kind of remember what I'm saying. Self-discipline, it comes down to that. Because if I don't have it in here, I ain't going to have it on the end of these. Does that make sense, folks? I want you to work on your right cross coming straight up the middle between these gloves rather than from the angle. Where does the word cross come from? Straighten your hand out. Cross basically means you're crossing over his jab. That's where the word actually comes from. However, you ask a boxing coach, say, well, coach, what if he doesn't jab? I just threw it. Is that still called a cross? So a cross could also mean it's crossing across in front of my body. So let's see that? But notice the fist starts over in front of the shoulder. If I threw this punch straight, what would I hit? I'd hit his shoulder. Does everybody see that? So I'm actually turning it inward a little bit. So the fist comes in front of my chin. But now watch, if he's got his hands up against his cheek, turn this way. See if he face me here so they can see if he's got his hands this way, and I throw the cross, I'm going to hit the back of his glove. Now watch what I do. I'm going to step in with a jab and come straight back out. Now this is how a lot of professional boxers work. Watch this little slight variation, a little something new. Now as I come in with a jab, I'm going to step over in this direction 4 inches. Not like that. As I come straight up towards him, watch my foot. It's going to be over 4 inches. So watch. Straight in, straight out. This time I'm firing, so the jab comes off on a slight angle. Somebody see it? But now look at my right hand. My right hand is coming straight down the pike, right between his gloves. Face me in this direction here so they can see it. Over this way, so. Now watch. Put his hands up. Straight in, tight, tight. So watch, see? Straight in, straight back. Now watch the right hand. See the right hand coming across? I can't quite get between his gloves. Now watch. I'll set the jab up. I'm going to go straight in, straight back out. But now watch. I go off on a slight angle as I step in. So you see it? Now look at my right hand. I go right between his elbows a lot easier, or right between his gloves upstairs. Gives me a little more leverage because I'm not hitting him on an angle. I'm coming straight up the middle. Easier entry for him. If he's throwing like a wild hook, and I'm going to catch, go, you okay? Catch, boom. I can just come inside with the knee strike, boom. See? So I'm rolling, working inside. So I'm smothering the punches with the body, keeping my hands free if I want to grab his neck or shoot for the takedown. Everybody got it? I don't want you to move. I want you to stand still, think about what the hell just happened. See before I nail you with a gut kick. Watch it. Alan, set the guy up. He's a good shooter. I don't want to get him to shoot my legs. The first thing I'm going to do is pop him, lower part of the chest. Boom. Now I'm going to see if I can cut him up. Boom. Now I got it confused. Gee, am I going up, down? I'm not even hesitating. I got him sitting there thinking for a split second. So I don't want you to move. I want you to stand still, think about what the hell just happened. See before I nail you with a gut kick. I'm up against the grappler. Son of a bitch. You're going to put your hands on my body. No way. When the referee says go, I'm going to have my hand right in your face. You ain't going to see me coming. I'm going to beat you to the draw. I'm going to back your little butt off, okay? And I ain't going to let you get set. I'm up against the grappler. This guy likes to kind of draw back, step back, get me coming because he knows I'm a headhunter. He knows I'm trying to punch ahead. Now when is the guy going to shoot from my leg? When I'm just standing still or as I start to step forward? So he's going to try to get me coming towards him. So he's going to shoot just as my weight starts to come forward. He's going to shoot. Make sense? How can you prevent the guy from dropping? How can you prevent the guy from shooting? If I don't come out there headhunter right off the bat, the first thing I throw is I step in, boom, I throw a punch, a jab right at the guy's chest. He's going to think, uh-oh. If I go underneath that, I'm going to get popped right in the face. I'm not preventing him from shooting because that's all he knows. He's still going to shoot, okay? It's his shoot against my punch. That's what it's going to come down to. But what it does, it distracts his focus a little bit. It breaks his concentration just a fraction, see? I start controlling his ability to focus. Does that make sense? All I want is that little split-second distraction so he doesn't react properly. That's it. Again, attitude. Not here to test your offense. I'm not here to see what kind of defense I got. To execute that attitude, what you must do is remember these rules. I want the momentum of the fight in my place. So to have the momentum of the fight, to seize the momentum, I want to get off first. Get off first. So I step out there and here's what I'm thinking. Son of a bitch. So you're going to put your hands on my body? No way. So the first thing I'm going to do is, so when the referee says go, I'm going to have my hand right in your face. You ain't going to see me coming. I'm going to beat you to the draw. I'm going to back your little butt off, okay? And I ain't going to let you get set. Now, if I'm doing that, how can I be here testing your offense? If I'm thinking that way, does that make sense? The backbone of your execution is 100% dependent on that attitude that you set before you walk on it. Don't let him set. Get off first. Back his butt up. How can anybody beat you if you back him up? How can anybody beat you unless they're lightning fast and you're stupid on your trigger squeeze if you're getting off first? How can anybody beat you if you don't let them get set? You must execute those rules. That's not something you prepare time for. Every time you train, you should be executing those rules. It's called thread the needle. I went inside, outside, back inside, back outside. So what I'm doing, so I can go in here and go 1, 2, hold, right, back, up, 2, step back around. Back down, see a little flurry. Inside, outside, back inside, back outside. Used to do this Wing Chun Jit Kune stuff. We touch each other's wrists like this. And then what you do is you take the rear hand, you trap his front hand, boom, and get the punch in and back before he slaps it with the rear hand. Somebody said, once you master it at this distance, I got so I could nail a guy with a jab from here, like in tournaments, you know, the 4-hand strike. I learned to move the hand first. Then the weight shifts, and on the end of the step, I could get in and out, the guys wouldn't see me coming. So timing drills are fun. You slip down and up, slip down and up, slip down and up. You ever slid down and up on something? Okay, watch. Slip, slip. But there's always one thinking ahead. There's always one whose mind is not with it, you know what I mean? Now what Tiger does, he goes right, left, but he does the same thing. Watch it. Right, left. See what I'm doing? Watch it. right, left. See what I'm doing? But now watch my head. Watch my head. See, same as boom, back with the left hook.
Hey guys, I'm Alan Branch.
I'm David Dyes.
We appreciate you watching the video. Hey, be sure that you like the video, subscribe to our channel for ongoing content, and if you want to go next level, be sure to visit us at fighterscollege.com.
And always remember, keep those elbows in, that chin down, and hands up.
And remember to thank God every day that you have the strength to go one more round. See you next time.